Let's begin by looking at the decline in newspaper ad revenue, which is really the source of some of the woes for the newspaper industry. So newspaper ad revenue from about 1960 to 2009 or 10 is plotted on this graph. It actually has continued to decline since then. This is in the United States, and it encompasses all newspaper ad revenue over that time. You can see that around the mid-2000s it really started to drop off. This is why we call it the chart of doom, and that looks like continuing to occur. If you put it in real terms, the drop-off actually looks even worse. It sort of blasts you right back to the 1960s in terms of the revenue for that industry. And if you worried that this drop-off was because of the Great Depression, recession, that's not true either. The drop-off has actually been a bit more declining, but it has been accelerating as a percent of GDP since then. It's also not just circulation. Newspaper ad revenue has been declining, but circulation has been declining as well. So you might think, well, that's why the ad revenue has gone down. There's not as many people buying newspapers. But if you plot ad revenue against per paper actually sold, there's still a pronounced decrease as well. So it's not just that. The final thing you might think of, oh, this is all Craigslist. This is the US. And it was all the loss of classifieds that led to these issues. But actually, we can do that as well. And you can see here that the brown line there shows newspaper ad revenues without classifieds included. And you can see that it's dropped all the way back for pre-1960 levels in terms of the ads that appear alongside the news. The classifieds were like another separate product, and yes, that has gone too, and yes, that has impacted on newspapers. But the surprising thing is that the ad revenue has really declined in the stuff that is alongside the news, and so more closely tied to it. And as you can also see, the online ad revenue is the little green bar down below. So that hasn't been very much at all, although that has been picking up in recent years. So newspapers are in trouble. This is mostly because of a decline in their advertising revenue. Yes, they've lost some circulation, but that has been, readership's actually been going up on the web. Existing experiments treat advertising as gone, and so we have to focus on reader payments. But what has caused the decline in advertising revenue?